you could be a bee, what kind of bee would you be? If you could be a bee, what kind of bee would you be?
I guess if I could be a bee, I don't really know. Let's see, what kind of bee would I be? Would I be an A, B, or C, or D, or E? What? All these letters, they all rhyme. I could just be like E, D, G, C, E, or whatever. T, M doesn't rhyme though. No. Okay, hold on. I'll get back.
Okay. Yeah. Weird. We haven't had music, like a music bed, a music background in so long, and evidently we've forgotten how to do it because we started off pretty rough, offbeat. We went with producer I thought was a pretty brilliant because it was nice and simple rhyme scheme, and really I thought kind of a nice idea for a song, and then
Would leave me out of this, okay? I couldn't figure it out. I was close.
yes,
yes.
you, and I know normally you don't like feedback and you don't want to hear this, but
No, I don't.
yeah, that was not great.
Listen. How was I supposed to know that we were gonna jump right into a song? We haven't had a song in a long time, and so you hear this the podcast starts. It's got the squick, squicky, squicky, squick, and then all of a sudden, boom, bang, we're in a song with producer starting.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's ever happened. Producer never starts a show.
I'm sure that at some point in the show that I've probably started it, but I can't recall. I don't keep notes or anything. But it's nice to have a song. It's nice to have a beat, so I can dance along and I can sing along. Let's go, let's go, let's all party down. Let's go, let's go, let's party all around.
So you start you listen, I like that you're committed to the bit and you're like we're gonna have music. I'm gonna sing a song, and I guess hope that everybody just ignores how everything started. That's great. Listen, you are committed. You are all in, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate you, producer. This is a fat beat. I love to listen to this beat as I'm sitting on my seat.
No.
That's all I got. It's tougher than I remember.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was. I think we don't have to sing. I mean, it's nice to have a music bed underneath us. I feel like it adds a little layer of texture and fun, but I don't think that it forces us into a position where we actually, have to sing.
Yeah, hey, Natty, it's me, Rufus, Rufus, and I listen to that. We ain't had music in a long time. I guess the court paper, the filings went through in the office and all the wheels that were greased and everything so that we can lift the embargo and put on a track or two of rapitude. Drums. I got some drums. I don't say, this is why I don't really usually take over here. Drum. Again, I tried it again and I failed again. But
Yeah.
that's okay.
That's okay.
We're learning.
Yeah.
We're learning.
Oh.
Everybody's learning. Here we go over here.
Uh-huh.
And here we go over there.
Okay.
To do what?
I don't
To
know.
learn. To do what? To learn.
Oh.
In a book. I love libraries.
Listen, everyone. I think that Rufus, who never comes in and sings, might have had the best singing part so far. The gonna learn in a library. Gonna learn. I love to read books. Gonna learn. But yeah. No, that's a catchy one, and I think it's very much needed at this point that we lift up our local public libraries and tell people what's up. I love the library. I like to just walk into a library and all the books they're called the stacks because there's shelves and they're back in the stacks. Okay, I'm gonna go back in the stacks. But second you walk into a library, it just has a feeling about it. I always think it just like it feels like you're in a different world, almost in a different time, and the smell of the books has always been so intoxicating to me, and just wandering around and looking at all the different titles and all the different sizes of the books and all the different colors of the book, like the spines and everything, is wonderful.
Yeah. Is this all just library stuff now? Because I can do that. I went to a library once. They said that they wanted a kids show, and they hired me, and they stuck me in a room with what, I don't know, it must have been 200-300 kids, and I was like, okay, what do we have a plan? And they were like, well, we hired you have the plan. And I was like, okay, how long do I need to stay in here for? And they said forever. And then they shut the door kind of in a menacing way, and the second the door shut, all the kids, their heads just turned slowly and locked onto me. And then
Hold on a second. Don't say anything. All right?
Good point.
Yeah, I feel like the litigation on that whole situation is still pending. Still we're just awaiting a decision. Did you ever get paid for that event?
No, I don't. No, hey, I don't usually do the money stuff. Hey, Natty, do you know if I got any checks coming in, anything?
I don't.
A pig needs new shoes.
All right. Well, first off, I've never seen you wear shoes. So that's important. Secondly, no, I don't see any checks. Do you know, did you send in like the invoice after the show? Did you email it or mail it or drop it off or anything?
I don't know. What's that word? Like a voice, like an inside voice? I don't know. How does that pertain?
Let me take this and that. So, Aloysius, the invoice, now that's where you're going to line item, put everything on it, your time, maybe if you had to buy some props, maybe some water, as the case, and I can't get into it, but higher security because of people getting a little bit too interested in our business. There's a few different, but you put all that on the invoice, give them a total, and then they know what to pay you.
Wait, what? Is this why I've never been paid? Is this why I've never seen it in? I thought that you just had some sort of a savings account for me so that I could one day, I don't know, go to college, get my own place, or start my life with a. So we've never gotten paid anything.
No, this is a bad miscommunication. I thought that you guys were handling it like Rufus. You usually handle the invoices, so
now hold on a second before you start shining the light on me. I'd appreciate if you kept me in the dark, as it were. Now listen, I invoice you constantly. Still ain't seen a lick of cash from that.
Yeah,
but I don't invoice for everything else, for everybody else.
So. Yeah, you definitely invoice me constantly. I have a stack of papers that just seems to keep growing constantly, like all the time. Those papers, they grow all the time. Okay, wow. So if Aloysius, if you're not sending out invoices, I haven't been sending out invoices for stuff either. Has anyone gotten paid for anything?
Well, so what I do is I've been keeping a tally of all the hours that I've worked, and then I went on the internet and I said, what is a reasonable amount of salary for my position. And so I'm just kind of keeping track, and I was hoping to settle up with you at some point, when we can, maybe we sell the Bumper Podcast and we're just rolling in all the money.
Wait, so I guess you're playing like the really long game? We've been doing this for 12, 13 years. You know what? You keep on with your notebook and your tally and keeping track. You do that. Producer. I think it's all going to work out for you. Oh, boy. No, let's see here. Hold on. I know I've been paid for some outside services. I outvoiced those, but the internal invoices, I don't believe I've ever collected on anything. I have to think about it. You know what? I'm going to go talk to my financier and financee if I have any finances. I hope I do.
Yep.
It's going to be a bad day if there's not. I'll tell you that.
Okay, so it's going to be a bad day, but a bad day for who? Like, are we saying a bad day for me? So we're all in the same boat. I've never gotten paid for anything. Sounds like none of you have ever gotten paid for anything. How do we get paid? Or who's supposed to be paying us?
Well, I don't want to, single anybody out. But your name is on the shingle. Your name it's the Bumper Podcast, Natty Bumpercar. You live in headquarters, Coffee Can Alley, all that. There's a lot of stuff there. So, I'll take it over here. So ipso facto, I believe that means that all of the funds need to be coming out of your wallet, Natty. So, I guess when can we expect this situation to be rectified?
I'm rectified? I'm just now finding about this the same time you are, right? So, not a good topic for the podcast, but something that we should definitely figure out and something that we should definitely look into, because I think we all just thought that something was happening that wasn't happening, and so now we have to get to the root of the problem. And
he's stammering. You hear him stammering? Everybody's getting nervous. You hear him stammering? He doesn't even know what he's saying at this point.
Yeah, nobody stammers quite like a guilty man. Natty, are you a guilty man?
What? No, I'm not guilty. I feel like I'm a victim in this whole thing too. How am I guilty? I didn't do anything except maybe mismanage all the money for the last 15 years.
So, wait a minute. Am I ever going to be able to buy a lily pad in paradise, or am I just stuck here pushing knobs and buttons for the rest of my life?
The Bumper Podcast is an oftentimes hilarious weekly romp with Natty Bumpercar and some of his pals. It is family-friendly, clean, and ridiculous. Thanks a bundle for listening. If you love our show and you'd like to help support the podcast, check out our Patreon page at https://www.patreon.com/nattybumpercar. Also, pretty please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Share it with everyone everywhere, post about it on all of the social medias, or leave a rating and review. The Bumper Podcast is produced at headquarters in Coffee Can Alley. It's recorded, mixed, and produced by producer. The Bumper Podcast features contributions from Aloysius J. Pig, Rufus T. Rufus, Doodle Poodle, Robot, Trunks, and a gaggle of other silly rascals. Our head talker is probably Natty Bumpercar. We also have an absurd newsletter. Check it out and subscribe at nattybumpercar.com/subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Natty Bumpercar. Hugs and hearts. See you soon.